My Lisianthus have sprouted. Look how little they are. They're so teeny, teeny, tiny, you could barely see it. Right there. Right there. There they are. I got about 80% germination on them, which I think that is great. And I don't need that many seeds. I'm fine with what came up because like I said in my other video, I don't need that many plants, and I'll just be putting all these plants in my flower beds. And I'll pan over here, and I'm going to be potting these up today. Look at that, see? Hello sunshine, and welcome to A Little Bit of Soul. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to pot up my Lisianthus seedlings that germinated when I used the petri dish method. So let's get started. Now that my Lisianthus has germinated, it's time for me to pot them up into where they're going to be staying until they're ready to go outside. Just a quick reference, I will link down below the video that I did showing you this method. They germinated January 23rd. And so this is what the Lisianthus looks like. Hopefully you can see. And this one germinated 8. And then this one has 9 in them. And like I said before, I'm fine with these. All right, so these are the things that you're going to need in order for you to take the Lisianthus out of the little cups. You're going to need some tweezers, and I have 2 kinds. Just because my fingers are a little bit too big to pick up the teeny tiny little Lisianthus seeds. And you're also going to need something that has like a sharp point, and I'm going to use a pencil just to push down the roots into the soil. And I also got this one just in case. So this is what the Lisianthus seedlings look like when they germinate. They're really small, and that's why you're going to need tweezers for them. So you want to start by first removing them with the tweezers very, very gently. So I'm just going to take them all out of here first before putting them in the trays with the soil. And you want to go slow just because sometimes the roots might dig into the paper. So I'm just going to take it out. Sure, right there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to pan it over here. Sometimes people use coffee filters, but I didn't really have those on hand. And so I just used whatever I had. So just very, very carefully, you want to take them out of the little paper. Because you don't want to break the root system. And if you have to take a little bit of piece of the paper out, I would do that. Just because, like I said, you don't really want to break the root system of the tiny plants. And it has happened where I tried to take it out and I accidentally took them out without their roots. I don't want that to happen. And I'm just going to place them where they're going to be. Thankfully, the roots on these are not that big, so I won't need to, I can probably use the tweezers to push them in. I think next year I am going to try the coffee filter method, using the coffee filter just so that the roots don't stick in. Just got to be really, really, really careful. That's the only drawback from doing it this way. See, I'm even taking out some of the piece of paper. Normally, what I like to do is as soon as I see that they started to germinate, before they have any chance to dig themselves into the paper, I usually just take them out right when I see that they germinated. But I just didn't have time to take them out, and so that's why I'm doing it now. But they should be fine, and I will update on how they're doing. Okay, now okay, let me see if I can put it right here and show you up close. Okay, so basically what I do is I just try to grab them from right here and just grab as much as I can. Yep, see, there's this one has, look at it, the teeny tiny little root system already. All right. All right, I'm just gonna keep working on this and I'll show you the next step. Basically, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna poke a little hole into the soil and put the little roots in the soil, and then cover it back up. This is the only downside doing it this way. But if you're patient and you take your time, you'll be able to do it so that you don't harm the little baby seedlings. See, this is why I tell you that you need a sharp, and they'll be fine if, you know, they get buried with a little bit of the paper. Try to remove as much as I try to remove as much as I can of the little paper. Right there. And you just push it in right there. Go. I'm concerned about this one, so we will see if I chopped it off. I really hope these, I never let it get to this point. I always take them out as soon as I see that they're germinating. They germinated, but like I said, certain things happen and I just I couldn't take them out until now. All right, and then the last thing you want to do is just, oh, that's too much, water them in. Yeah, this one is the one I'm like worried about. And there you have it. They're all in the soil now. All right, so this is about 10 days after I planted them. And if you look, most of them already have their second set of leaves. The one that I was concerned about the most was this one right here. And this one is doing pretty good. It's still a little bit slow, but this one also has a second set of leaves. And see that one right there? And then I'll pan it over here to the other ones. And you see there's more right there. Right there. See, they're all doing pretty good. And they've already had their first feeding of diluted fish fertilizer, that's what I'm using to fertilize all my seedlings. I'm using Fox Farm Holy Mackerel. You can use any kind of fertilizer that's a little bit higher in nitrogen, but just make sure, because they're so small, that you dilute them. And that's what I did. I diluted them with water. And by diluting them, I mean you don't want to use full strength fish fertilizer on small seedlings like these, just because it could potentially burn them. And that's why when you go to use fish fertilizer or any kind of water soluble fertilizer, you do it at half strength or even a quarter strength of what the packaging says to do. And here are the other ones that I sowed using the regular method. If you can notice that these are a little bit more advanced in growth from the other ones, just because when I planted the other ones in the petri dish, I didn't plant them right away when they germinated. So they're about a couple weeks behind these. And like I said, these germinated January 23rd. So they're about 3.5 weeks old. They're doing really good. And I'm hoping to be planting these out 6 weeks before my last frost, just because they like to be planted in cool soil. I remember last year when I planted them out, it was already summer, and I noticed that they lagged a little bit just because I didn't know that they needed to be planted in cooler soil, because they like to spread their roots in cooler soil. I found this out recently from Lisa Mason Ziegler, who wrote the book Cool Flowers. And so she said that they like to set their roots in cooler temps. And this year I'm gonna do that and see what happens. And I'll give you guys an update how that goes. And here they are back in my little greenhouse. I try to water them every 2 days, and I also try to let the soil dry out a little bit, which will control the algae production in the soil. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Lisianthus. Lisianthus flowers are loved by many cut flower farmers because of their rose-like appearance, as well as their vast range in colors. Colors like purple, rosy pink, white, cream, and even ones that are multicolored. These flowers will make great additions to your
cut flower arrangements, not to mention their vase life, which can be up to 2 weeks. Growing Lisianthus from seed can be very challenging at times, but with a little patience and time, you will be rewarded with beautiful blooms. A few things you will have to take into consideration when you're growing Lisianthus from seed, and that's your attention to temperature and water control. Like I said in my first video, I set my Lisianthus tray in my little greenhouse, which is on top of one of my heat vents. The temperatures in my little greenhouse range from 70 to 75 degrees, which are the ideal temperatures in order to get them to germinate. I also make sure the pelleted seeds were kept moist by misting them twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. My Lisianthus took 7 days to germinate, and I thought that was pretty impressive since Lisianthus can take 2 to 3 weeks to germinate. This is my second year growing from seed, and I'll continue to grow them every year. Lisianthus can take from 140 to 150 days to maturity, which basically means when they'll bloom for you. And that's why you want to start them early. Lisianthus are very slow growing, but that's because they are developing a strong root system. Like I said before, I will be planting these out 6 weeks before my frost date, which in my area, in my grow zone, zone 6A, that's around end of April. I will be making sure to protect them from days where it gets too cold, and I'll be using some leaf mulch, as well as protecting them from shade and protecting them with shade cloth. A lot of the times, cut flower farmers will grow Lisianthus from plugs, and that's basically they buy them at the stage when they are ready to plant them outside. That's an option that you also have, and I know that Burpee Seed website has plugs to sell. I just don't know how much they are. Just keep in mind though that you will be spending quite a lot of money just because someone else took the time to grow them from seed.
Since this is going to be for my own personal use, and I love growing things from seed, I'm up for the challenge. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you learned something new, and give this a try. And if you do give it a try, let me know down in the comments how it went, because I would love to know your feedback. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Happy sowing! Bye! Hello sunshine, welcome to A Little Bit of Soul. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I pot my Lisianthus seeds that germinated using the petri dish method. Hello sunshine. Okay, no, just keep going, just keep going. It's going to be a good one in here eventually. Okay. Hello sunshine, and welcome to A Little Bit of Soul. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I pot up my Lisianthus seeds. Why do I keep saying seeds? It's not seeds. It is Lisianthus plants. Okay. Hello sunshine, welcome to A Little Bit of Soul. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I am going to pot up my Lisianthus plants. How I pot up, I'm going to pot up my Lisianthus seedlings. That. Okay. That is what I'm going to say. Lisianthus seedlings. Hello sunshine, welcome to A Little Bit of Soul. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to pot up my little Lisianthus. Oh my God.